What Really Happened to Fran Drescher, star in The Nanny. Fran Drescher was born Francine Joy Drescher on September 30, 1957, in New York City, U.S. and raised in Kew Gardens Hills, Queens, the younger daughter of Sylvia, a bridal consultant, and Morty Drescher, a naval systems analyst. Her family is from Southeast and Central Europe. Her maternal great-grandmother Jetta was born in Foxani, Romania, and immigrated to the United States, while her father's family came from Poland. She has an older sister, Nadine. Her family is Jewish. Drescher was the first runner-up for Miss New York Teenager in 1973. She attended Flushing's Parsons Junior High School, which later dissolved, and then Hillcrest High School in Jamaica, Queens. There she met her future husband, Peter Mark Jacobson, whom she married in 1978, at age 21. They divorced in 1999. Drescher graduated from Hillcrest High School in 1975. One of her classmates was comedian Ray Romano. Drescher's character Fran Fine from The Nanny and Romano's character Ray Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond met at a 20th high school reunion on an episode of The Nanny. Drescher and Jacobson attended Queens College, City University of New York, but dropped out in their first year because all the acting classes were filled. They then enrolled in cosmetology school. In January 1985, two armed robbers broke into Drescher and Jacobson's Los Angeles apartment. While one ransacked their home, Drescher and a female friend were raped by the other at gunpoint. Jacobson was also physically attacked, tied up, and forced to witness the entire ordeal. It took Drescher many years to recover, and it took her even longer to tell her story to the press. She was paraphrased as saying in an interview with Larry King that although it was a traumatic experience, she found ways to turn it into something positive. In her book Cancer Schmancer, she writes, "My whole life has been about changing negatives into positives." After separating in 1996, Drescher and Jacobson divorced in 1999. They had no children. Drescher has worked to support LGBT rights issues after her former husband came out. Drescher has stated that the primary reason for the divorce was her need to change directions in life. Drescher and Jacobson remain friends and business partners. On September 7, 2014, Drescher and controversial scientist-politician, Shiva Ayyadurai, participated in a ceremony at Drescher's beach house. Both tweeted that they had married and the event was widely reported as such. Ayyadurai later said it was not a formal wedding or marriage, but a celebration of their friendship in a spiritual ceremony with close friends and her family. The couple parted ways 2 years later. Drescher's first role was a small role as dancer Connie in the movie Saturday Night Fever 1977. A year later, she began to gain attention in films such as American Hot Wax 1978 and Summer of Fear 1978. She also took on a rare dramatic role in the 1981 Milos Forman film, Ragtime. During the 1980s, Drescher found moderate success as a character actress with memorable roles in films such as Gorp 1980, The Hollywood Knights 1980, Dr. Detroit 1983, The Big Picture 1989, UHF 1989, Cadillac Man 1990, and memorably in This Is Spinal Tap 1984 as publicist Bobby Fleckman. She also made an appearance in a second-season episode of Who's the Boss? In 1985 as an interior decorator. She also had an appearance on Night Court as a woman with dissociative identity disorder who flips from a prude to a sexually minded woman and ends up in a hotel with Ada Dan Fielding. In 1990, Drescher appeared on ALF as Roxanne, the wife of grown-up Brian, who had no clue she was a mob boss, in the episode Future's So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades. In 1991, Drescher co-starred in the short-lived CBS sitcom Princesses. In the early to mid-1990s, she voiced Peggy from The Pals on PBS The Woman with the Flower on Her Hat. Drescher and Jacobson created their own television show, The Nanny, in 1993. The show aired on CBS from 1993 to 1999, and Drescher became an instant star. Drescher appeared in Jack 1996, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, The Beautician and the Beast 1997 and Picking Up the Pieces 2000 co-starring Woody Allen. She was also the voice of Pearl in Shark Bait 2006. In 2000, after symptoms and misdiagnosis by doctors, Drescher was admitted to Los Angeles Cedars-Sinai Hospital on June 21, 2000, after doctors diagnosed her with uterine cancer. She had to undergo an immediate radical hysterectomy to treat the disease. She wrote about her experiences in her second book, Cancer Schmancer. Her purpose for this book was to raise consciousness for men and women to become more aware of the early warning signs of cancer, and to empower themselves. Drescher says, "I was going to learn what I needed to learn, ask questions, become partners with my doctor instead of having some kind of parent-child relationship." In 2003, Drescher goes back to and appeared in episodes of the short-lived sitcom, Good Morning, Miami as Roberta Diaz. Continue to mention in 2005, she with the sitcom Living with Fran, in which she played Fran Reeves, a middle-aged mother of two, living with Riley Martin, a man half her age and not much older than her son. Living with Fran was cancelled on May 17, 2006, after 2 seasons. In 2006, Drescher guest starred in an episode of Law & Order: Criminal Intent. The episode, The War at Home, aired on U.S. television on November 14, 2006. The same year, she also appeared in an episode of Entourage and gave her voice to the role of a female golem in The Simpsons episode Treehouse of Horror 17. In 2007, Drescher appeared in the U.S. version of the Australian improvisational comedy series Thank God You're Here. In 2008, Drescher announced that she was developing a new sitcom entitled The New 30, also starring Rosie O'Donnell. Drescher described the premature plot of the show as kind of Sex and the City, but we ain't getting any. It'll probably be more like The Odd Couple. The sitcom failed to materialize, however. In 2010, Drescher returned to television with her own daytime talk show, The Fran Drescher Talk Show. While the program debuted to strong ratings, it ended its 3-week test run to moderate success, resulting in its shelving. The following year, the sitcom Happily Divorced, created by Drescher and her ex-husband, Peter Mark Jacobson, was picked up by TV Land for a 10-episode order. It premiered there on June 15, 2011. The show was renewed in July 2011 for the second season of 12 episodes, which aired in spring 2012. On May 1, 2012, TV Land extended the second season and picked up 12 additional episodes, taking the second season total to 24. The back order of Season 2 debuted later in 2012. Happily Divorced was cancelled in August 2013. To promote Happily Divorced, Drescher performed the weddings of 3 gay couples in New York City using the minister's license she received from the Universal Life Church. Drescher hand-picked the 3 couples, all of whom were entrants into Fran Drescher's Love as Love gay marriage contest on Facebook, based on the stories the couples submitted about how they met, why their relationship illustrated that love is love, and why they wanted to be married by her. Drescher made her Broadway debut on February 4, 2014, in the revival of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. She replaced Harriet Harris as stepmother Madam for a 10-week engagement. She reprised the role during the North American tour's engagement in Los Angeles, lasting from March through April 2015. Drescher's previous stage performances include an off-Broadway production of Nora Ephron's Love, Loss, and What I Wore, and Camelot at the Lincoln Center with the New York Philharmonic. On January 8, 2020, it was announced that Drescher and Jacobson were writing the book for a musical adaptation of The Nanny. Rachel Bloom and Adam Schlesinger of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend fame will write the songs, while Mark Bruni will direct. Drescher will not portray the title role, as she joked that if she did we'd have to change the title to The Granny. You have just finished hearing the story of Fran Drescher. Wish you a good day.